Hello, welcome to our class for today. And for today, we'll be looking at temperature measurement and thermometers. So, we're also going to be discussing different thermometers for measurement of temperature. Okay, so this is Nobleman Science Tutors Online. You are welcome to our class for today. I remain notable Michael. Please, if you are visiting for the very first time, we are bringing physics direct to your class or to your homes. So please get your writing material so that we can join this physics class. You can reach us through the WhatsApp number that is showing on your screen. And most importantly, if you have not subscribed to this channel, please, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to the channel, click on the notification bell so that when we upload a new video, YouTube will notify you. Also, invite your friends to come and join this wonderful channel. Give us a thumbs up, give us a like, right? Place your comment on the comment section. We will look at all your comments. And if you have any challenge in physics, please, you can call us through the WhatsApp number that is showing right on your screen. So that's okay. So please get your writing materials ready. Today, as I said, we are discussing temperature measurement and thermometers. So we'll look at different thermometers and their uses, their advantages, and their disadvantages. Is that okay? So please let's go straight to the class if you are ready. Temperature measurement. So in our previous class, we have discussed temperature measurement, and we said that temperature is measured with the use of thermometers. And we also said that in a thermometer you have the lower fixed point and the upper fixed point, and that the interval between the lower and the upper fixed point is the fundamental interval, right? And in some thermometer like the centigrade scale thermometer, 0 degrees is the lower fixed point and 100 degree is the upper fixed point, while in the Fahrenheit scale thermometer, 32 degrees is the lower fixed point and 212 degrees 32 degrees Fahrenheit is the lower fixed point and 212 degrees is the upper fixed point. Is that okay? So depending on the thermometer that you are using, it might come with any of these scales, so you should just know how to relate them. We have solved some problems on this already, so you can actually review that video and then get a clearer understanding. Is that okay? So this is basically the thermometer. Then also in our last class, we also discussed briefly temperature scales. So this is just more or less like a review and a summary of what we have discussed before. That in each of these temperature scales, this is a Kelvin scale, this is a Celsius scale, and this is a Fahrenheit scale. In each of these, the highest point or the lower fixed point for the Kelvin scale is 273 Kelvin, while for the Celsius scale is 0.0 degrees centigrade, and for the Fahrenheit is 2 degrees Fahrenheit. Then the upper fixed point, which is the steam point, is 373 Kelvin for the Kelvin scale, 100 degrees centigrade for the Celsius scale, and 212 degrees Fahrenheit for the Fahrenheit scales. And then their interval, the fundamental interval, is the difference between the lower fixed point and the upper fixed point, and that is what we have here. We've discussed all this before, so this is just like a revision that you just need to take notes of. So right here we're going to look at some thermometers. Is that okay? Type of thermometer, types of thermometers. So we have different types of thermometers depending on what you want to measure. Okay, depending on what you want to measure. Now, each thermometer has some physical properties that makes it suitable for the use for which it is applied. Okay, you know that thermometers are used to measure temperature, so there are some physical properties that make them suitable for such usage. Response, and it has to do with response of some physical properties to slight change in temperature. One of such is change in volume. Okay, change in volume of liquid due to increase in temperature. So in this particular situation, the liquid in glass thermometer is used, and the thermometric substance is mercury or alcohol, like the mercury and alcohol in glass thermometers. Okay, so when you are talking about change in volume due to increase in temperature, you use any of the liquid in glass thermometer, which is mercury or alcohol in glass thermometers, depending on what the temperature range that you want to actually measure. Then when you are looking at change in volume of gas at constant pressure with temperature, you use the gas thermometer, and the thermometric substance is gas for this particular thermometer. When you are looking at change in electrical resistance of a wire with temperature, we use the resistance thermometer, and the thermometric substance is a wire. Then change in electrical current between two metal junctions at different temperatures, the thermocouple or thermoelectric thermometer is used. And for this particular thermometer, the thermometric substance is two dissimilar metals, that is copper and constantine. Then if it has to do with differential expansion of two metals of the bimetallic strip, then the bimetallic thermometer is used. Okay, so depending on what you want to measure, these are the different types of thermometers that can be used to measure the temperatures. Okay, so that is for types of thermometers. So we talked about liquid in glass thermometers, and out of the liquid in glass thermometers, we have the commonest ones to be alcohol and mercury in glass thermometers. So this thermometer is used to measure temperature due to change in volume of a fixed mass of a liquid that is the change in volume of a fixed mass of a liquid due to change in temperature. Okay, so when the liquid is heated, as it is being heated, the temperature will increase, and as the temperature is increasing, the volume of the liquid too will also increase. Okay, so for high sensitivity, the liquid in glass thermometer must have some following properties. One of them is that the bulb of the thermometer should be of thin glass. Why this is necessary is for quick response to change in temperature. If the bulb of the thermometer is thin, it will quickly respond to change in temperature. So the bulb of the thermometer should be of a thin glass. The thermometer should have a narrow capillary tube. This is necessary so that the rise in temperature can easily be noticed. Is that okay? This is necessary so that the rise in temperature can easily be noticed. The liquid in the thermometer should have high expansivity. The liquid should have high expansivity. Alright? Then the liquid should expand and contract uniformly with temperature. It's unlike some liquid like water. When you heat it, instead of expanding initially, it will begin to contract. No, the expansion of the liquid should be uniform. It should be uniform. The liquid should also have high boiling points. If it does not have a high boiling point, then the temperature range that this thermometer will measure will be very narrow. It will be very narrow. So the liquid should have, the liquid in glass thermometer should have a high temperature range. The liquid should be opaque so that it can be easily seen. When it is rising, you can easily see it. Like the mercury in glass thermometer, you will see the mercury rising. Like when you look at the clinical thermometer, you see the mercury rising. But if it is not opaque or colored, you will not see it rising. So these are some of the properties that a liquid in glass thermometer should have, and you need to take note of these properties. So as I've always encouraged, you can pause the video and then put down these notes for your own consumption and for your own good, right? Okay, so this is liquid in glass thermometers. So let's look at the other type of liquid in glass thermometer. Let's look at water. Why water is not a good thermometric, water as a thermometric fluid. Is water a good thermometric fluid or a bad one? Water is a bad one. Why we say that water is a bad or it's not good as a thermometric fluid is because of the some properties that water has. Okay, like water has a small range of expansion. It expands just between 0 and 100 degrees. Once you even heat water from 0 to 4 degrees, it will contract. Then from 4 degrees to 100 degrees, that is the expansion of water. So the expansion range is very small. That is one reason why water cannot be used as a thermometric fluid. One, it does not expand uniformly. It will first of all contract before it will start to expand. See? Then water wears glass. Okay, then water is colorless. So which means that even if water is rising, you will not see it except you color the water. So because of these properties of water, that is why it is not used as a thermometric fluid. So you need to take note of this. These are typical examinations that they will ask you. At least you'll be able to state 2 to 3 of these conditions that makes water not to be suitable as a thermometric fluid. Please take note of that. Okay, so now we are looking at the mercury in glass and then the alcohol in glass thermometer. The mercury in glass thermometer is more common. Why? One, mercury responds quickly to slight changes in temperature. These are some of the advantages of mercury as a thermometric fluid, and I want you to take note of this because these are typical examination questions. Take note of this. Mercury is opaque, so which means it can be easily seen. It responds quickly to change in temperature because mercury is a metal. It's a liquid metal, so it responds quickly to change in temperature. Two, three, it does not wear glass. It does not easily vaporize, and mercury boils at 357 degrees Celsius, so it has high temperature. So it can actually be used to measure high temperature. See the boiling point very high. So mercury can be used to measure high temperatures. Is that okay? Mercury can be used to measure high temperature. Then what are some of the disadvantages? One, mercury is expensive. Yeah, mercury is not easily seen, so it is very expensive. Another disadvantage is that it freezes at minus 39 degrees centigrade. So it cannot be used to measure very low temperatures. It cannot be used to measure very low temperatures. So these are some of the reasons why we use mercury, or why mercury is one of the commonest liquid that is used in thermometric construction, right? Then these are some of the few disadvantages that it has. So please take note of all this because these are typically examination questions that you will be asked. Okay, so what of the alcohol in glass thermometer? Um, Alcohol, one of the advantages is that it is less expensive. It can be used to measure very low temperature because it freezes at minus 115 degrees centigrade. So it can be used to measure low temperatures, and it expands more than mercury. Disadvantages of the alcohol in glass thermometer. Sorry, this is supposed to be alcohol in glass thermometer. Alcohol. Okay, please, you can just make that correction. That was a typo error. That was a typo error. So this is supposed to be alcohol and not mercury. Thanks. Okay, so the disadvantage of mercury as a thermometric liquid is one, it is colorless. There's another alcohol, it is colorless. So for you to be use it, you have to color it. It vaporizes easily. Alcohol, we know that one. Now. It vaporizes easily. It wears glass. It has irregular expansion and it boils. It has low boiling point of 78 degrees centigrade. Okay, so these are some of the disadvantages. So at 78 degrees centigrade, it has started boiling. So you cannot actually use it to measure very high temperatures, but you can use it to measure low temperatures. Okay, So these are some of the disadvantages of alcohol in glass thermometers. So all that we have discussed so far is we've discussed temperature and the instrument for measurement of temperature, thermometers, and then the difference, some different types of thermometers, and the commonest one, which is mercury, and the alcohol in glass thermometer, the advantages and the disadvantages. That is what we have discussed for this particular class. That's okay. So guys, this is where we are stopping this class, and if you have not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe to this channel, give us a like, give us a thumbs up, so that when we upload a new video, YouTube will notify you. You can also reach us through the WhatsApp number that is showing on your screen. This is Noble Mind Science Tools Online, bringing physics life to your doorstep. Thank you so much for your time. We hope to see you in our next class. Thanks.